Ho ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Beyond Arvel Ripper, and last time we went and we're exploring and we're looking at things, we're looking for hints. We've just had the Fourth Council where it was suspected that the killer of Jin might be myself, maybe, or it could be Poker, it could be Cocktail, or it could be Darts, because I think the argument is that they're the people that are physically capable of killing Jin in the way that she was killed. And also, we went over and spoke to Cocktail and Poker at the billiards table, and they pretty much nearly got into a fight, but I managed to get between them and stop them. And now we're hanging outside the toilets looking for clues. So that's cool. So going near the crime scene wasn't a very amusing idea to him, but the entrance could be hiding a hint. In the whole Golden Jack, that place was the one he'd less expected to find anyone alive. And yet, to his surprise, there she was. The sole person he didn't feel prepared to talk to. Coffee. No, lime. Ah. Their gazes had met each other. He couldn't run away without a word anymore. Not that he wanted to avoid her forever anyways, but after their last talk alone an hour prior, it was rough. Hey, yo, Bill. She was sitting in the bench facing the bathrooms. Her nails had scratched the wooden surface. She was breathing calmly and the contour of her eyes was dry, a noticeable improvement compared to her state from an hour ago. But she hadn't gotten over what had happened. After all, that was probably why she had decided to be there. Hey. Even though there was more than enough space, Lime moved to the side and with her hand tapped the bench, a clear invitation to sit with her. He couldn't refuse. He sat beside her in complete silence, both looking towards the bathroom doors. Bill put his hands on his knees and felt his back tense up. He didn't know if he should speak up first or what to say in the first place. Should I wait? Do you reckon? We could wait, maybe, I don't know. Wait, see what she says. Was that a good idea? There's nobody inside now, as they didn't find it. Yeah, I've heard. Here to investigate? She's French. No, I'd rather not go in there again. Then, he didn't have any good answers. There was actually one good reason, but admitting he came looking for clues right in front of the crime scene felt heartless. He couldn't bring himself to say it. To look around the entrance. Sorry. For what? As soon as this happened, I immediately started looking for the culprit. What's wrong with that? Here I am, unable to do anything, while the culprit runs free. Still, I don't like it. From the get-go, my goal was to avoid playing the game, refuse to see anyone as an enemy. But now, hints, data, suspects, it was basically undeniable that he was playing it. Even if it was to avoid further deaths, he felt tarnished, as if he had fallen right into the hands of his true enemy, Fiona. Now I feel I put aside what's truly important, getting all of us out of here, to defeat one of us. As if revenge was the goal. Murder's unforgivable, but you're incredible, you know? Me? Me? Kicks sand. Fingers together. He almost asked if she was being sarcastic, but clearly she wasn't. Not during such a moment. Not with that voice and that face. Oh, that face. Perhaps the hyperactive and chaotic Lime he'd met in the first hours had died alongside Jin. I don't think I did anything amazing or even special. Since this started, the only thing I've managed to do is fail. No matter how much I tried to convince everyone to join up and work together to escape, we ended up here. Working together not to escape but to capture a killer hidden amongst us. It's true what they say about a common enemy being the best way to unify a group. Sure, now it seems like we're working together with a common goal, but not one that makes me happy. This isn't what I wanted. Actually, in my whole life, there's only one thing I'd consider a success, and if I die here, that will be gone too. But getting out of here at the cost of others would be my greatest failure. See? I can't call that anything else but incredible. Not saying it's something the rest of us can't feel. I don't wanna cause anyone's death. I don't wanna cause anyone's death either. But I think you're one of the only ones that takes it seriously. What do you mean? Explaining myself was never my forte. But I guess if I had to choose between someone else and me, I choose myself without hesitation. You on the other hand? He wanted to say he would choose the other person, but didn't have the will to. Thus his answer was both. Me and the other person. What is that? Sasuga. Sasuga, Billy. You did it again. It is almost cliche. No. I'd say it's pretty cliche. Totally a cliche. What? This is crazy situation right now out of a movie. And you. Someone that feels like the protagonist. Lots would pick on you for being cliche. I'm not sure how to respond to that, I guess. But that's what I think. I'm not trying to be a protagonist at all. It's just that I don't want to lose anyone else. Anyone else. She had a feeling that he wasn't referring to Jin. Or not just her. His persistent insistence in preventing deaths despite being a good goal wasn't normal. It bordered on obsession. She had no clue on what the young man's past could hide. Hang on, we've got a narration from her perspective. That's interesting. Under normal circumstances, it'd make her curiosity run wild trying to get everything out of him. But they were far from normal. And even if they were normal, that was likely a topic that not even she would dare to gossip about. It is a cliche, but you won't see me complaining. I wish the world would be full of this one cliche. Are you sure? Sometimes I don't like it myself. Even I know that it's almost hopeless. It's optimism born from desperation. It's like positivity and negativity mixed together. I don't know how to handle it. That you can call it almost hopeless. Even now says lots on which side you're leaning towards. I feel. You got me there. Should I just consider it impossible and focus on making it out alive? Seems that's what everyone else will do. A bit hypocritical of me to tell you not to give up when I've barely aimed for anything else than staying alive and cheering up everybody. And I can't anymore. Having a virtuous personality was never my thing though. So you've got my vote. Vote? Not the accusal type. Right, I know. My support. Don't stop being Bill. Our Bill. No matter how cliche it is. The world needs more idealists to balance out all of us cynics. My name's never been Bill, but jokes aside, I don't know if I'll be able to hold it together if someone else dies. I might be a hypocrite, but I'm not fussy. I won't ask you to save all of us, and even if I end up dying in your place, I won't hate you for it. I'm only asking that you be yourself. Don't give up if you don't want to, but if you feel compelled to do it, go right ahead, without fear. Am I going too far? No idea, to be honest. Well, that's me. Here's a real lime, I guess. And the other? I'd like to think that the other one's also me. Don't be expecting any big twists here. Always been a fan of partying and messing around. Yeah, I get the picture. I was always the one livening up the place. Maybe that's why my first reaction was to follow my heart. Doing what felt right. Same as you, no matter how stupid it looked to everyone else. Then, likewise. Yeah. Be yourself, Lime. Our Lime. I don't want you to force a fake smile, but I don't like seeing you like this either. Aw. Damn, son. Unavoidably, his face reddened slightly. You're a piñata chock full of surprises. Seriously. Can I get a hole to crawl into right now, please? Then let's both do that. No matter what happens or what others think of us, let's be cliche. Is that the lesson we should be getting out of this? Doesn't sound very good. No. Damn. Triste. But if we are cliche, and we follow our arts, then the only option is to act cliche. But maybe I'm not, and it's just you. Actually, maybe I'm not, just you. Did we just have that twice then? Yeah, maybe we did. Looks like we did. My cliche. They tell me I'm not. I beget thee. I don't know. Sad face. That smile. It wasn't the one she'd put on in the first hours. Yet it wasn't the forced smile from an hour ago either. That had to be Lime. That Lime hadn't died with Jin. Her mask had fallen, revealing something different yet familiar. I'm not crying, am I? He'd had that feeling. He touched his face, finding no tears, even though it felt like they were ready to come out at any time. But he couldn't cry yet, be it from sadness or happiness. Not until the game finished, regardless of how he did it. Regardless of how it did. Oh, and I said I wouldn't hate you for it, but I prefer if you didn't sacrifice me. Right. I'd appreciate it. Keep that in mind. Lime stood up and faced him. Enough's enough. I can't stay here the whole hour. And he had to continue his search. Right as he was about to end the conversation, he recalled something. Something that had caught his attention an hour ago when he talked to her. The promise that Lime had mentioned. He didn't feel comfortable asking her. Asking her about it, as it felt very personal. But there was a chance it could be relevant. And he couldn't deny he was a bit curious too. Lime. Ewa. You don't need to tell me anything if you don't want to, but I couldn't help but hear you mention something about a promise. Huh? I guess not. Sorry for bringing it up. It happened while I was still drunk. I got carried away and told her something I never should have. But I felt I could say it to her. I've been considering it for at least an hour before that, and the alcohol gave me the push. And she promised me she'd return that trust I'd shown her later by doing the same for me. But when I was in a better state. I don't think it has anything to do with what happened. Thought so. No need to force yourself to tell me any more. Oh, I hope it doesn't. If I was responsible for it in any way, I just couldn't. No matter what it was, you had nothing to do with it. Thanks. I think I needed to hear that. It wasn't much, but even though he felt like his response had been lackluster, his energy and lack of hesitation seemed to have shown to her how much he trusted her. Lime wiped the tears that had clouded her eyes once again, and smiled. A genuine smile. I see you at the council. Okay. Stay safe. I tried my best. Au revoir. And with that, she immediately disappeared. And with that, she left. Time to look for hints. Ah. His first idea had been to inspect the big plant on the corner, but something had called his attention. A tiny gleam. In between the pot and the bench was a small gap, and hidden among the shadows. This isn't a hint. What is it? It was a key. Could it possibly be? He snatched it and ran for the bathroom door. It is the bathroom key. His theory had been proven correct. That was the bathroom key, the one the killer had used to prevent Jin from drinking her antidote. But does this help at all? We can't check for prints. Even so, he decided to put it in his pocket after reopening the woman's bathroom door. While it had been a discovery, it wasn't what he'd been looking for. He had to keep looking for hints. He returned to the pot, this time checking its interior. Bingo. Buried in the soil, he found another envelope, and in it, a photo showing a young couple with a 2 or maybe 3-year-old kid. Most likely their son. They were standing in front of what looked to be a monument which he didn't recognise. The lighting in the photo dated it as being 2 or 3 decades old. Neither the man nor the woman appeared to be anyone in the bar. and he didn't know them at all. What information could he infer from that hint? He had no clue. He'd have to check his data and try to connect it. Photo added to the inventory. Can we check the photo? Photo of a young pup, with their 2 or 3-year-old son. With a monument, they seem happy. Behind them of a big statue of what must be someone important. Looking closely, a sign can be seen behind the woman. The few words that can be read seem to be in a different language. Billiards doesn't recognize them or the place. It doesn't seem recent, but it can't be older than 30 years at most. Okay. He put it alongside the other hints he'd found and then left. His next destination would be... Where do we go? Sofa. Over there. Where do we go, do we reckon? So we've got 3 options. Should we go there, I guess? Let's have a look over there. Right, so this is the council table. He'd already looked around the lower area once, even if not very in-depth, only the surface. So he decided to focus on one particular part, the council table's surroundings. It was usually empty, so he didn't expect to find anybody there, outside a council, and yet Vodka was there on his seat. Excuse me, but there's still some time left until the council.
Then what is your business here?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Too bad. I did it first.
I came to search around.
Oh, I see. It's true that everyone seems to forget this place whenever they're not gathered around it.
I guess. And you?
Me? Yes, I've been quite forgotten as well. Yes, I've been quite forgotten as well.
That's not what I meant.
I know, I'm just doing a joke. We humans are disposable, replaceable. That's the harsh lesson I've learned with time. When society forgets us, it doesn't remember ever again. Most of you here are still young. You can hope that you'll be missed and get rescued. I appreciate the thought, really, but most people they die alone. No one will come for me, trust me. Well, aside from you.
I told him I came to search. Now I feel bad saying it.
That said, do not pity me. I might be complaining, but that's as natural as breathing to me. I'm not looking for any sympathy. I do really wonder sometimes if it's an unavoidable thing that comes with age, or if I'm simply cranky by nature.
Hopefully it's the latter. So much negativity isn't healthy. You need to calm down. That's how you can make someone calm down, isn't it? You tell them, calm down.
Me? Don't you see how calm I am sitting here? So much so that I'm ready and waiting for death's sweet embrace to come and take me. You're the one looking upset, young lad. Accept the inescapable idiocy that surrounds us and consumes us.
The what?
It's a matter of perspective. Let me explain. Imagine a scale from positive to negative, and set your point of view on it as an axis. If we move that axis to the negative extreme of the scale, everything, no matter what, will look positive in comparison.
In comparison to the extreme?
To the nothingness. One correction, however, It's not that it looks positive, it's more akin to neutral. Nothing about all this is positive to me in the slightest. I just don't give a damn. That's the secret to happiness. The wisdom that comes with age.
With all due respect, I disagree.
And I acknowledge your disagreement and respect it, because, as I explained a second ago, I don't give a damn.
Sure.
See? The ones that need to relax is you, son. Or what consumes you will be your stress. Go and follow your dreams, but with no emotional excesses. Now sit down.
If I do, I won't have time to search around.
Search away then, but remember, slow and steady wins the race.
Alright, and I don't want to bother you, but again, I'm curious, what are you doing here?
The bartender left, so not wanting to be alone at the counter again, I decided to come here. That way, when the time comes, I don't need to come in a hurry.
Bill sighed. Vodka's mindset was pretty much opposite to his. And still, no matter how much his words bothered him, for some reason he didn't dislike him. He couldn't hate or even overly criticize him. The explanation was actually quite simple. He empathized with his reasons, but not his conclusion. It was also strange how he could empathize without knowing anything about him, and yet his words gave him an idea of the possible life Vodka could have had. But explaining why their conclusions differed was much more complicated. He couldn't quite understand it. In any case, he promised that cynical old man, perhaps hastily so, that he'd find the way to save everyone. Technically, he'd already broken it. But if he couldn't save 9, he'd save 8. And if he couldn't save 8, he'd save 7. And if he couldn't save 7, he'd save 6, and so on.
What's with that face?
What face?
The dog's.
Dog?
For dog's sake. Yours, boy. Did you really think a dog popped in here?
Even with the problems he had talking with others, at times Vodka surpassed them all. I was just thinking, I failed you. I couldn't save everyone.
So did everyone die whilst I wasn't looking?
No. I'm talking about Jin.
Well, she sucks. Obviously she can die. Is that young lass everyone in that case? Funny how I'm the one having to tell you this, son, but you shouldn't give up after only one loss.
I didn't give up, but one is enough to change everything. I told you I would save everyone, and...
Might be my memory failing me, but I could swear you said some other thing before. Wasn't it that you were sure that there was a way for all of us to escape?
Well, I guess, but it's basically the same thing. Not all of us can do it anymore.
No. Think. You only said there was a way to do it, not that we would find it in time for all of us to escape. That way could exist, though I still don't believe it does. That said, if you find it, even if there's only a few of us left, I will admit my defeat.
It's not a defeat per se, but I guess technically speaking it's true, even if it's not what I was trying to say. And yet it was exactly what he'd been thinking, though in a much clearer way. Each life was precious, but that didn't make finding salvation for those still alive, no matter how many, any less valuable. Initially, he'd been too focused on all or nothing, saving everyone as his sole goal. After Jin's loss, he felt his determination nearly fade away. The only thing keeping him afloat was his new objective, finding the murderer. Thanks.
Again with that foolery. Come on, boy, stop wasting time on this old fart, and look for whatever you're looking for.
Will do. With renewed energies, he began the search. Oh. Success. Under one of the table's legs was a folded piece of paper that appeared to be used as support. A typical solution for a broken leg. After removing and unfolding it, he saw what it really was. A document. The chance of it not being a hint went through his head, though a quick look made his doubts drop considerably. A loan. A very worrying one. Hoping the table wouldn't need it, he added it to his other hints. Hint loan added to the inventory. If you don't mind, I'll go elsewhere.
Why should I care? I tend to be alone. I don't mind. Silence deserves some appreciation.
Let's have a quick look at this loan. Loan. Signed document for a loan. The sign doesn't contain any letters or recognizable symbols. The amount requested is 38,500 euros with a compound interest of 20%. The loan doesn't come from a bank but a company called Tender Lender. The date is from 6 years ago. Clearly dangerous, only someone desperate for money would sign it. Interesting.
Silence deserves some appreciation.
Try to stay awake if you can.
You can wake me up when the council comes around.
But if you fall asleep, you could be easily attacked.
They can kill me no problem, no matter how awake I am, boy.
You could at least scream.
Yes, that much is true. Alright, I'll try to stay away from Dreamland. No promises, though.
The old man worried him too much. He was probably the easiest target for the killer, but he couldn't look out for him at all times. And like Vodka had said a few hours prior, he wasn't bodyguard material anyways. Just another easy target, most likely. Now that I think about it, how many of us could properly defend ourselves? Before all his worries crushed him, he focused on resuming the investigation. The best way to avoid another death was stopping the culprit. Okay, where do we go? Do we dare go to the piano? Well, we can go to the piano. Are we actually going to find another thing? He'd already found a hint in the piano, but there was still a lot left to check on that area. Oh, okay. So he decided to go there. Cigar seemed to have taken possession of that table as her personal space, as he found her sitting there once again. However, she wasn't alone this time. An unexpected companion was sitting with her. And we're going to find out who she sat with next time on Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond R, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.